I made a video the other day about tilapia. In fact, I got all dressed up. I put on a super cute dress and the whole thing, but my energy was super, super bad. And so like I watched it later on and I was like, ah, that's depressing. Nobody's gonna get excited about tilapia with that video. I was like, tilapia is good for you. We like it. So I decided to do it over again just for you. Okay, you guys, so this is my tribute to Mrs. Roper from Three's Company. Do you guys remember Mrs. Roper? She used to always wear like these muumuus, and she used to get really mad because Stanley like would always just fall asleep at night, you know, instead of like satisfy her needs. Best character ever. Yeah, not important, but is that cool? Yeah. So why do I want to do a video about tilapia? It is a very versatile fish. So no, seriously, tilapia is a very, very versatile fish. Here's why I love it. 1, it is very high in protein. 2, it is very low in mercury. 3, it is pretty affordable. And 4, it's got nice texture and you can use it in a lot of different ways. There are some chefs out there, in fact probably lots of them, who are like, tilapia is so not cool. But I don't really care what they say because I think it's fantastic. This is farm raised, so you know, don't get it where you would get your carne asada that's been like pre-marinated by some dude named Chewy. I'm just saying, like if you're gonna buy fish, buy it at a good place. Like buy it at Whole Foods or buy it at Trader Joe's, and Trader Joe's tilapia is pretty darn cheap, let me just say. As some of you may know, I have taught a few classes for Cooking Matters. And I had like to teach tilapia one day to like 21 people. And it was like kind of challenging for me because I was thinking, you know, how do you teach 21 people how to make fish? Fish can be a little daunting for people. People are afraid to overcook it. They're afraid to undercook it. It falls apart because it's like thick on one side and thin on the other. So I thought, how do I solve this problem? And so I decided I'm gonna make tacos. And I'm gonna show you right now how to cut it up so it's super easy to cook and you can apply it to tacos, to salads, to any dish really. Normally what you would use to cut this apart is a knife like this. Simple little sharp, easy to wield, pointy knife. But I really want to show off this knife because even though I'm not a knife snob, I actually use knives that cost $2 normally. Got this for the wedding. And it's made by Shun. The Japanese just know about knives, you know what I mean? They're all crazy. No, not at all! Here's my lovely piece of tilapia, but you'll notice that it's thicker on one side and thinner on the other. So the fishmonger who fillets these lovely pieces of fish makes it so that there's this perfect little cut that already happens. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna finish that cut down the middle. Look at that, sushi chef time. And so I'm gonna make fish tacos. If I wasn't making fish tacos, I would probably just give this a slice this way and that's it. And then I'd have 2 pieces, but I'm gonna make fish tacos, so I want smaller pieces. Actually, I'm gonna cut it in half first because that's just how I wanna roll today. Cut it down the middle. Be careful. I have little pieces like that, little rectangular pieces. So this piece here is kind of weird because it's like super, super thin and then kind of thick. And so I'm just going to cut it like here, probably. So this will just be one little piece that's thin because you don't want a big, huge, chunky piece in a taco. I mean, unless you do, but I don't. So you're probably asking, why am I doing this? Why don't I just cook it all up whole? Well, if you're doing fish tacos or even if you're doing any dish at all, a salad that has fish on it, it's just so much easier to control the cooking of the fish. So if I know that this piece is going to take a little less, but it's going to be totally easy to flip this with my spatula. Whereas if you're cooking a whole piece of fish like this, let's just say this part's done, this part isn't, or I pick it up and if this part's done and this part's way too done, when I pick it up with my spatula, it falls apart. I would show you the dramatization of that, but I don't have fish to waste. Obviously, I wouldn't wear this when I'm normally cooking, but I'm trying to impress you guys with my fashion. How gorgeous that is. Isn't that gorgeous? That's gorgeous. So gorgeous. Okay. You gotta do the sound effects, you guys. Like that. Done. I don't really recommend that anyone use a pan that isn't nonstick for making fish because I don't care how cool you are. It just might burn. You can try. I mean, if you're like super duper savvy in the kitchen, then by all means use that stainless steel pan. But if you're like everyone else, including myself, please use this nonstick pan. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so here I have, so I would never do this if I was just making fish for myself, but I'm trying to impress you guys again. So here I have my little tilapia pieces. I got little salt and pepper, and my pan's hot with a tiny bit of olive oil. I'm gonna put my thicker pieces in first. Listen to that. That's the sound you want to hear always. Never crowd your pan when you're trying to saute. Never do that either. Always lay them in against you. Ouch. I might have over-oiled my pan. Y'all will get the idea. I am putting this piece in last because it's thin. Maybe I'll put it towards the outside so it doesn't overcook. So do you guys see that there's like oil just sort of like pooling over here and pooling over there? You probably don't because you don't. But I'm just going to solve that by pushing the oil around. Many people get the urge to flip immediately. And what you're going to do if you flip immediately is you're going to forego browning, caramelization. What we're all going for here when we're cooking is browning and caramelization and sautéing. What I taught my students in Cooking Matters with any fish really that you're sautéing is you want to watch it until it gets a little bit opaque. So you leave it on one side until it gets kind of opaque through the middle, and then you want to flip it and just leave it on for like another minute. This will take probably, I don't know, 3 minutes on one side given the size of our fish, maybe even 2, depending on the heat of your pan as well. Just watch it. You know, don't step away. Sizzle, sizzle. For shizzle, my sizzle. Sizzle. Oh, it smells so good. Yeah. I'm almost burning the fish, you guys. Right in front of you. Oh no, it's so good. Look at the color. Would you look at the color? Darn. See, that's not going to take maybe but a minute more to finish cooking. Check out that caramelization. I remember when I made this in the Cooking Matters class, people were like, what did you do to the fish? Did you use flour? What did you do? And I said, salt and pepper. I actually recommend this technique for any fish, even salmon. Cut it up in kind of coarse. Maybe not pieces this small for salmon, but still less, you know, not cooking it whole. Look how easy it is for me to remove these pieces. I don't know if you've cooked fish before, sauteed it, but sometimes when you cook it whole, it's really difficult to maneuver. Woohoo! Listen to the sizzle. Now I'm going to show you how to make beautiful little tacos out of these perfectly cooked pieces of fish. I have my cute little squeeze tube, and I'm going to make a little design on the tortilla. Like that. Super pretty. If you want to go ape, just do another one. People like this sauce. Cabbage. And then I'm going to grab a little fish like that. I think 2 pieces, maybe 3 at the most, depending on if you're serving a guy or something. So this is my cilantro crack sauce that is so good, and it tastes good on everything. And if you want the recipe, please go to realfoodies.com/tastybits. Pretty. Little cilantro, you could do some onions on top. So the color, I mean, it's not like crazy color. You want to go really crazy, little dot. There you go, a delicious and lovely tilapia taco. So I cannot believe that I did not give props to my mom on this video because she's the one who introduced me to tilapia in the first place. Every once in a while I would call her and say, hey mom, what'd you have for dinner? And she would say, I don't know, a little tilapia, saute, some broccoli. And every single time I just think it's the cutest thing ever. It never got old. Never gets old. Still, I love you mama. The other thing that I need to mention, it's not that important really, but the other thing that I wanted to mention is I needed to talk about Chipotle for a second. I went to junior high in like the 80s, And so in those days, nothing foreign was cool. Maybe sushi. It did make an appearance in the Breakfast Club. But other than that, nothing foreign was cool. So in the 80s, gotta love the 80s, if I would have taken something like Chipotle to school, Chipotle mayonnaise, let's say, my girlfriends would have said something like, oh my God, what's that? I can't even say it. Like, did your gardener give that to you? And then I would have been like, yo, I am the gardener. Just kidding. No, but seriously, the 80s kind of sucked because people were really closed-minded about a lot of things. And what I love about now and today is that Chipotle isn't just something that we use regularly in our homes, but it's a major chain of food restaurants. I just feel like things are better now. Like do you remember like when my sister friends used to wear the big old gold hoops and stuff like that? Big gold hoops, bright colors and things. And again, the girlfriends in junior high would have been like, those earrings are so big. They're like heavy and large and gold. Who wears gold? And nowadays, everybody is wearing gold hoops. Think about it. All right, I'm gonna eat this. It needs lime. So I like cutting the lime like this. This is how they do it at the taco stands. It's sort of a little wasteful on the lime. They probably use the rest to like put in some kind of juice or something, but I like it. Because you have access to all those beautiful rows of pulp. Watch. Look at all the juice. Oh, geez, that's just too much. It's way too much juice. But I love lime, honey. So. Alright guys, so I'm sure you're going to want the recipe to this, the recipe to the Chipotle mayonnaise, the recipe to my cilantro crack sauce. So if you want all of those recipes, please go to my blog. I hate the word blog, but please go to realfoodies.com/tastybits. So you guys, I have a favor to ask of you. If you're watching this video and you love my videos and you want to keep track of all the new videos that I put out there, please subscribe to me on YouTube. I have a channel. And if you're watching this, then on the little YouTube screen, there's a little button that says YouTube. If you're watching it directly from my website, press the little button YouTube, and when you get to YouTube, click on Real Foodie. It's not really there, but on the little thing, Real Foodie, it's gonna be in blue, and that will take you to my channel. Thank you.